how much money do you need to leave your job full time, right? Like this is your side hustle. Do we want to make some real money here? Okay, cool. What's that number? Great. How many clients can you serve in a month? Okay, cool. Here's how much you need to charge per client. Now, let's build the offer. I reverse engineer the process and I make it logical.
This is the Round 2 podcast with Galen Parker and Stephanie Nicole, where we talk to big thinkers, big dreamers, and big idea havers. Quitting and failing are not the same thing, and we're going to show you why. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you back to the Round 2 podcast starring Stephanie Nicole. Stephanie, say hello to the people.
Hey, everybody.
It's getting better, right? So it started with her just whispering, hey, and now she's actually saying it. I think she's warming up to you guys because I know you guys come to this show and you're just like, we want to hear from Stephanie. So this is what you're getting. Stephanie, how was the past couple of days? It's been busy. You and I were at an expo Tuesday at the Richmond Convention Show. We brought the Round 2 podcast to the Richmond Convention Center. What did you think of that? Was that fun? Did you enjoy it?
I had a great time. I love networking in Richmond, especially if it's like a real estate related kind of networking, just so I can, talk to people that I've been wanting to talk to, and then people I haven't seen in a long time. You get to see them, and we got to do a lot of amazing interviews. How did you like it?
So I love anytime that I'm in public, around people, on a stage, holding a microphone, holding a camera. So all of those things were like the drug for me. So I was just like so excited. And everywhere you went, since it's like a vendor expo, people are like giving me stuff. So I'm like, hey, I had like 10 bags, all these things. I won a gift card to like a restaurant. I'm like, this is wonderful for me. I'm like, please give me gifts. I love this. Gifts and attention. If you guys are ever wondering the keys to this heart, it's gifts and attention. But so guys, this is a special show. I made a post like maybe a month ago. You guys remember this? I made a post like a month ago and I was like, guys, we are going to have Caroline Dahl on the show and it's going to be great. And people are like sending me messages like, oh my goodness, I know her. And then schedules got messed up. So we have rescheduled. And today for the past 11 years, she has helped female entrepreneurs launch, grow, and scale their dream beauty, fashion, or lifestyle brand. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Ms. Caroline Dahl, guys, in the building.
Hi, dolls. Hello. Thank you for having me. And Galen, I feel like normally people can't match my energy. I might struggle catching up with you.
I like that. I like it. And guys, if you're thinking, man, this is a lot, but I'm loving it, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button down below so that you can keep up with the energy. Caroline, we're just happy to have a professional business builder, entrepreneur. You've got so many different things going on, and I love that because essentially that's what life's like, right? Like, so you're a mom.
Yes, I am.
You're a wife.
Yes.
Business boss.
Yes, all the things.
Supreme doll, right? She's got all the things. Going.
We say doll the things at the Doll HQ.
Oh, doll the things.
All right. I'm changing the lexicon of Galen Parker. She dolls all the things. Doll the things.
Yes.
So as we kind of get into this, I have my first question I wrote down. What is a lifestyle brand to you? Like for a guy who's like listening to this and he's just like, I wear the same khaki pants every day. I don't know. What's a lifestyle brand?
It's so funny. People always think that a lifestyle brand is about, okay, yes, it's one part, the way that you look, the way that you present yourself to the world. But I feel like a lifestyle brand is an aura. It's a feeling. It's a mantra. And I might give you an answer that's different than what other people might say, but you are a lifestyle brand. Whether you want to be or not a lifestyle brand, it is a personal brand. I mean, this is what I do for a living. I help female entrepreneurs launch, grow, and scale businesses, and I help them become the face of their brand. They are the lifestyle. And really at the core though, at the true core, a lifestyle brand, in my opinion and my expertise, is building a business that helps you live your dream life, whatever that looks and feels like. Like you are building your lifestyle and you are the brand.
I love that. So what kind of motivated you to start an agency that's focused on helping women launch their own businesses?
I get goosebumps every time I get asked this question. I could take this in so many different ways, but like at the end of the day, I was a little girl who grew up very poor. And I think a lot of people think that, oh, Caroline came from money. She drives a nice car. She has this nice house, like all the things. And actually, it's the very opposite. So all I knew when I was little is when I grew up, I didn't want to be poor. That's all that I knew. And so I actually never wanted to be an entrepreneur, which is so funny because my mom would tell you that I was an entrepreneur since I was 3 years old because I was selling my crayons to the other kids like for quarters when I was little. Anyways, I would come home with my dress pockets filled with quarters, but we won't even get into
No
that.
crowns, just quarters.
Just quarters. And so I just knew that like I figure if I could figure out as this like little girl that was super underestimated, Barbie loving blonde that truly everyone didn't think could be successful. If I could figure out how to climb the corporate ladder in medical sales, this is my profession before I started Posh PR, and make $300,000+ a year, that I wanted to help women in business do this for themselves and literally live their dream life. So what was my motivation? Like me, my mom, like helping women realize that they're worth more.
You mentioned just now, you said that people didn't think that you would be able.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Oh my gosh. When I started Posh PR, I was told that if I had Barbie on my desk, that no one would take me seriously. That if I built my office, and right, I'm sitting at one of the places here in the Doll HQ, and my office is very gorgeous, very pink, very girly. I was told that I wouldn't be able to close big deals, that someone wouldn't take me seriously. And honestly, I just really feel like at this point that was motivation to prove them wrong, and I did. So there's that.
That's funny.
So
Yeah.
I know that you are also a sales and money coach.
Yeah.
So what is the biggest misconception that people have about sales, especially when it comes to women entrepreneurs?
Women, for whatever reason, they think that they're not worthy. And I told this story the other day when I was speaking at a conference. You know, it was fascinating watching my 2-year-old learn how to walk, right? Like you watch them learn how to walk. And actually it was kind of scary because he started to walk at 10 months old, which actually started running at 10 months old, which is also wild. Thank God for my husband. But it was fascinating because, you know, a baby, they learn how to walk. They get up, they fall, they get up, they fall, they get up, they fall. And for whatever reason, we are told that when we fall, not to get back up, but we were born with something in us, right? We were born with something in us that says, when you fall, you get back up. He didn't know what I was saying. I was actually clapping for him when he was down, right? I'm like, yay, you fell. What? Why? No, I should have been clapping for him because he was getting back up. So it's just fascinating because somewhere along the way, women in particular, we're told that they're not good enough. We're told that we're not capable. We're told that we're not worthy. We're not worthy enough. So the one thing that I see is that along the way that we're told we're not good enough, and women have a really hard time asking for the sale, asking for the money. And it just blows my mind, but really it's wild because the second that you decide that you are worthy, you are worth more.
I love that. And then I just wanted to, because this question is going to spin into what you just talked about when it comes to worth. So how do you empower women to overcome the fear of selling and become more confident in knowing what they're worth and asking for what they're worth?
I love that question. Honestly, every single one of my clients, it's a journey. Like one of my girls yesterday, she flew into the Doll HQ for what I call a doll date, and she's sitting here and I'm like, Cassie, I'm totally calling her out. I'm like, Cassie, I can build you a pretty brand, right? Like all this is great, but why are we not talking about your offerings on your website? Why are you not wanting to talk about this? Because in her mind, she's afraid. It's fear. And honestly, you know, to answer the question of there's no one, I wish I could just give you this clear answer, Stephanie. I wish I could say, oh, here's all you have to do. You just have to, you know, whatever. But I think it's the second that you just decide, I don't care what other people think. Yeah. I don't care what they're saying. Let the noise happen. People are going to talk about you. You cannot control it. Let them talk. As long as you are building your business and your brand around all of your God-given gifts. So I believe when you take your God-given gifts and you marry them with what you're passionate about, you are unstoppable. Period. Bible, the end, unstoppable. So as long as you're doing that, right? Like as long as you are doing that, you need to move forward. And that is it. Like that is the answer.
There you go. I love that. See, that puts in his perspective, especially in the beginning. You mentioned that like all of us are a brand. So Stephanie's a brand. I'm a brand. I've said that in the past when people say like, "Hey, why don't you wear whatever brand?" I'm like, I can't wear a brand because I am a brand.
Yeah.
And thinking about lifestyle brands that you had mentioned, I went and I kind of made a list, and I want both of you and Stephanie to weigh it in on these things. Like,
Okay.
do you guys own any of the following things? These are all
Oh
lifestyle
boy.
brands according to Google. Raise your hand if you own any Nike. Nike, all right. Any Gucci? Stephanie's like, yeah, maybe Apple. Lululemon or
Lululemon?
Lululemon.
Yet, yes, but I'm switching to Aloe. Aloe's like the new
Okay, I'm gonna write
the
that
new
down.
Lulu.
Patagonia.
Oh, I don't.
Never
Interesting.
heard of it.
You've
How
never heard
funny.
of Patagonia?
No.
Ah,
Yeah, no, it's kind of like old money Richmond, Patagonia.
so according to Google, these are the top 5 lifestyle brands.
Huh.
And I mentioned, as I'm looking at this list and I'm preparing for this episode, my brain says, okay, how many of these companies have a female CEO?
Probably 0.
0, right?
Yeah,
So
for sure.
Nike, age 64, John Donahue. Gucci, age 62, Marco Bizzarri. Age 63, Apple, Tim Cook. Age 50, Lou M. Calvin McDonald's. And Patagonia, age 52, Ryan Gillen. So that tells me that there needs someone like you, right? We
Oh, for sure.
need more people who are going to take the lead, because while there are more men who own businesses, according to the recent statistics, the rate of business start is women by far. Like, they are
Right.
starting more by percentage of population. So I was like, man, even when you look at some of the Nike's numbers, their target only 64% is men. Gucci, 65% is women of making their purchases. Apple says that their target audience is going to be 67% women every time. That's who they're
Wow.
targeting.
Wow.
Patagonia was 50-50, and Lululemon is going to be 75%
Sure.
women. So I was like, well, you need more. So then I pulled the list of do you guys want to take a guess of the women, the top 5 women brands?
Kendra Scott.
She was on the. Go ahead, Caroline. She was on the list.
Who else?
There's a company called Quay,
Okay.
started by a friend of the Kardashians. Savage Fenty, lifestyle brand started by Rihanna. The Honey Pot.
Really?
The slogan is made by humans with vaginas for humans with vaginas. That was actually the slogan I was going to use for mine, but
but it was already taken.
That is changing. So yeah, I think it's so important that there are people like Stephanie, there are people like you that are having lifestyle brands, or just brands in general,
sure.
that can kind of shift. Especially when I looked at the fact that Apple's like, yeah, we're targeting women, but we've never had a female. I don't think they've got a female board member. So
that's wild.
Looking at you, Apple. What is a business BFF? I wrote that in my notes.
I love that. So that's me. I am a business BFF, but really, so my clients, I know this, you guys are going to think this is so strange, but I tell my clients I love them. I always laugh when I tell people that, because so I'm writing this book called Love You Buy, and the whole concept of Love You Buy is, I only want to operate in this, I believe that my area of genius is if I can be in a meeting with the client, all right, girl, okay, love you, bye. All my clients say, they'll even sign off LYB. We've kind of abbreviated Love You Buy. And the whole concept is I'm your business best friend, right? I need to know everything. I need to know the good. I need to know the bad. I need to know you at your weakest so I can help build you to your strongest. Ooh, I've never said that before. That was kind of good.
Hey, we recorded it. So.
That was kind of good. But my job is to help you build a lifestyle brand around the things that you like, not the things that she likes, not the things that they're telling you should like. Yeah. But the things that you actually like. And first of all, for the record, I liked Barbie before all y'all liked Barbie. Before the movie made it cool, I was this girl and everyone was like, why does this girl have Barbie everywhere? What a weirdo, right? Whatever. That's how I built my business around dolls doing business. So a business BFF is someone who loves you no matter what, no matter how much money you have, no matter whatever it is, come as you are, we will build you a business that helps get you out of bed. I always say I can build you a pretty brand, but I can't get you out of bed. I need you to want to get up to work in your business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of money, how do you help women shift their mindset around money, and how do you help them break some of those limiting beliefs and like things that society kind of forces us to be or put us in boxes? Like, how do you
Yeah.
help people get through?
I love that question. You probably think my answer is going to be, oh, we meditated. Like, sure, we do all those things. That's great. But no, here's what we really do. I'm a nerd when it comes to a spreadsheet.
Mm.
So I'm actually really nerdy when it comes to spreadsheet. I go to a spreadsheet and I ask a series of questions. I'm like, all right, girl, how much money do you need to leave your job full time? Right? Like you got, this is your side hustle. Do we want to make some real money here? Okay, cool. What's that number? Great. How many clients can you serve in a month? Okay, cool. Here's how much you need to charge per client. Now, let's build the offering. I reverse engineer the process and I make it logical. We actually take the emotion out of it. I want to take the emotion out of it. We're business women, right? We run businesses. Okay, sure, I want you to build the brand around your feeling and around what you love. But then when it comes to making money, numbers don't lie. I'm going to run a spreadsheet and we're going to figure out, we're going to do the thing.
What is like a money mistake that you see women entrepreneurs make the most
Num-
often?
Number one, oh, well, she's charging this, so I am too. Well, what are your
Mm.
costs? How much is it costing you to do this? Well, you're not making any money. Why are you charging that? Oh, well, everyone's charging that. And I know, girl, I don't care what they're charging. That's cool what she's charging, but how much time is it taking you? What are your material costs? Do you have to bring in an employee? What are you paying her for the hour? Like there's so much more involved. So the number one mistake is people are just like, oh, I Googled what to charge. No, that
Mm.
is
I get that.
so wrong.
I have
Yes.
Stephanie, is that what you did?
I have made that mistake before.
Stephanie! No!
Ago when I was like just getting started in business, I'm just like, I don't know.
This is
I,
great, man. I love it because Stephanie and I, we were just having this conversation, and I was asking like, how do people determine like what to charge for like any offering or any product
yeah.
or something you're doing? Like this is, yeah. I guess I
Reverse
should have thought.
engineer it.
Okay.
Reverse engineer it. And you start with how much money do you need to make in a month, not how much money do you want to make in a month. There's a big
Okay.
difference, right? So
Yeah.
I like to start at the baseline. How much do you need to make in the month? Reverse engineer it. And then it's like, oh, wow, that's okay. So that's $1,500 per client. No. This offering's worth $5,000 per client. It's just our baseline, right?
Okay. That's awesome. Stephanie, Stephanie, what would be your lifestyle brand? If all of us have a brand, what would be your lifestyle brand, Steph?
I am not sure what a lifestyle brand is. I am just myself every day, and who, is attracted to me or comes to me or is in my path, I just accept that. So I don't know what a lifestyle brand is because I'm just myself.
But that is it. You are the brand. Like what you just said is what it is. You're serving the people that God is putting in your path and you're loving them. Like you just answered the question. Sorry, Galen, I'm taking over now.
No, I love it. I disagree with Stephanie because I'm like, Stephanie, you have a brand. Like
Yeah.
we watch your brand. Like Stephanie, you're online and on time. That's my list for you when I think about you. I'm like, Stephanie's always online. She's always giving us the information on time. She's dropping facts. That's my lifestyle brand. Steph would be dads without kids. I think that's like, I feel like I got corny jokes like a dad. Most of my shirts have like birds on them. So it's like a lot of bird shirts.
Yes.
Huh?
This is all facts. Like
Yeah, it's like a lot of bird shirts, like dad jokes.
It's so funny.
They're like, people are always like, oh, how many kids do you have? I'm like, nah, I don't. They're like, you got pets? I'm like, I don't have any pets. That's if I could figure out a way, I know I've got a tribe out there. Dads without brain. If you guys are listening to this, dads without kids,
I love it.
hit me in the DM. Caroline, this is just like a small thing. I want to just talk a little bit about some of the other things that you do because you've got multiple businesses. I wrote down, you said business BFF, her success is not your failure.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
I feel like so many women that I work with in business, social media is meant for you to be social, right? It's meant for you to connect, right? But I feel like people are using it not in the way that it's intended. They're looking at other people's lives and they're looking at their highlight reel and they're saying, oh my gosh, she just bought a G-Wagon. I could never, I can't, and they're comparing themselves to other people. They're basically saying she's better than me, right? Like, I don't know why people are doing this, because just because someone's path is going in one direction, first of all, let's think about all of the, let's call them failures that happened before she could buy that G-Wagon, right? She's not talking about those, is she? She's only showing her car, right? So the point of this is, like, her success is not your failure. We are looking at other people and saying, oh my gosh, she's successful. Well, I'm a failure. Absolutely not. That is not the case. Just because you might not be in the season of life, the season of business that she is in, does not mean you are a failure. And also, everyone's definition of success is different, right? Everyone. I remember this is forever ago at this point, but I always tell the story. I had a book club at Kate Spade. Anyways, long story short. And I was talking about success, all the things, and someone raised her hand. She was like, well, Caroline, I don't actually want to start a business. I just want to, like, raise my family and be a stay-at-home mom. Like, is something wrong with me? And I was like, Joanna, what are you talking about? That is your champagne life. Just because my champagne life has, like, Louis Vuitton and champagne and, other things in it, that does not mean that I am better than you or you are lesser or whatever. I am meeting you at your success. We will meet each other halfway because your success looks different than my success. That is totally fine.
I love all of that.
Y'all, I get really hyped when it comes to this because there are so many women that think that they're not capable. They think that they're not good enough. And it's like, anyways, we get one life, right? Like, this is our life that we are given, and it is short, and this is the life that we get to live. So why are we showing up in a way that's not authentic to ourselves? Why are we just settling? Why are we pushing back our real dreams and not talking about them? Like, this is your life you get to live. I just believe you should just live it the way you want to live it.
I love that. So speaking of social media, I know social media is big in 2024. So how are you using social media to grow your business, engage with your audience, and, like, just boost your name?
I love it. I'm actually going to tell you guys something that is going to go a little bit against the grain here. And I actually probably shouldn't say this as a digital marketer. Like, I actually shouldn't say it at all, but I'm totally going to say it. So one of my other businesses, Pretty Doll Beauty, doesn't have a website, doesn't have an Instagram account. And, like, we sell millions and millions of dollars of hair. So here's what I want to tell you. Social media is not the end all be all. I used to think it was. Oh my gosh. I used to think, Caroline, if you don't post every single day, you're going to fail. Caroline, come on. I've been doing this. When I started my company 11 years ago, this was like the beginning of Instagram, right? Like, this was like the beginning of it, all the things. So how am I using it? It's just so funny. I feel like I'm using it in a different way because I believe that a lot of people are going back to kind of the grassroots of things, of selling in a different way, and not always on Instagram. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would really cry if Lord, please don't let this happen. But, like, if I lost my Instagram over, like, I would be heartbroken, but I would still be able to sell and make money and close the deal. That is, so how am I using it? I'm using it as a tool, but, like, I've got an email list of 10,000. Right? Like, you can't just rely on one digital marketing platform. You can't just put all your eggs in one basket. And I will say, a lot of people they're like done with social media. Again, I'm a digital marketer, and so I should not say this, but I've got clients that don't even show up on social media, and they are closing the deal and making money. So, like, just because you have a lot of followers doesn't mean you're making money.
I know that's big facts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. So a hair concierge is why. Let's there's an elephant in the room. Can you help me? I mean, I don't know. Do you guys make toupees? Like,
no, you would need something different. I sell wefts, like sew in hair. So you have to have some hair for it to sew to.
So we're gonna just start here.
Yes.
I'm gonna have like a silky pressed beard just floating in the air. That's pretty dope, though. That's pretty dope. I talked to someone recently, and she said the same comment that your friend had about, she was like, I'm a mom. What you said to me is going to be so impactful to everyone, because sometimes your measure of success, like a couple weeks ago, we asked Stephanie what success was. She says freedom. It's really, you've got to define it for yourself.
100%.
So maybe being a mom is the successful, like it is, I don't know, the hardest job out there, raising a human. So I would think, but man, whoever you are, thank you for doing your job, because we
Yes.
need more of you than probably more of me. If we're keeping it 100, if
We
we're
need more
keeping it honest.
parents.
Yeah,
That
we
is
need
so
more parents
funny.
than dads without kids. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are dads without kids, feel free to hit me in that DM. So you're a posh PR,
Yes.
you're a sales coach.
Yep. And that's kind of under the Caroline doll, also kind of under Posh PR. It's like a separate program that I have. It's my business BFF program where
Okay.
like if you hire Posh PR, you get my agency, which you get me too, but you get my agency. But if you hire the Caroline doll, that's more of like my one-on-one program where I dig into your numbers. Yeah.
I love when people know numbers, because that to me is like more than anything. Everyone's like got ideas. I'm like, but do you know your numbers? Do you know what you
Exactly.
need? Do you know what you
Yeah.
want? As we kind of close out this episode, because
Yeah.
if you as a listener, you're listening to this and you're just, maybe you're taking notes, you're probably just gonna have to watch this episode again. What are some tips or some gems that you could share with people? I usually like to ask them, like, what was that one job that failed, right? We were, as entrepreneurs, we have failed 100 times. What was
Mhm.
your Zuckerberg idea where you just thought, this is going to be the thing, I'm about to make $1 billion, and it just didn't work? Did you have one of those?
So I'll be honest with you. So I kind of did, but didn't. And here's why. Here's why. You probably wanted me to answer that differently, but here's just the reality. I don't believe in failure. I believe in falling forward. I just don't. I don't fail, right? I just don't,
Mm-hmm.
because I always am figuring out the creative solution to get to the desired end result that I want. And I'll just be honest with you. Like, has my business pivoted? Yes. 900 times in ways over the past 11 years, but I'm not going to fail because I don't let it be an option.
I love that.
Now that's some
I
heat.
know.
You can't fail if you keep moving.
Exactly. You move, you survive. I say this all the time.
All right, so give us one. Like, give us one take home. And I think
Well, I will.
70, would you agree she's dropped so much, like so many gems and phrases and things where I'm just like, look at this. This looks like a madman over here is like writing stuff down. What would be a
Like,
tip that you could leave for
Okay.
us?
So here's really what I like, feel like I live my life on 100%. When you stay true to yourself, truly to yourself, you have no competition. Just none. None. That's it. When you are showing up authentically you, right? Then all of your social media, your website, your everything that you embody, you are a magnet to your ideal client. And here is a fact. No one can serve your ideal client better than you, because she is your ideal client. She's not hers. She's not his, whatever. But you have to show up authentically as yourself for the magic to happen, for you to attract her, to close the deal, and she's yours for life. No one else can serve her better than you. I'm not saying this from like a cocky perspective. Like, I'm not being like, oh, I'm better than her. No, she's great too. But if she's my ideal client, she's mine. No one else can take her. I can serve her better.
yeah.
No one can serve your ideal client better than you.
Yes, but you have to show up authentically as yourself and attract her. If you were, you have to. When I first started Posh PR, I will totally tell you guys this. My logo did not have pink in it. I was listening to these people tell me, oh, Caroline, like you can't, like tone down the Barbie a little bit. Like maybe don't wear pink as much. Like let's tone it down a bit, right? You're trying to close deals with Neiman Marcus, which I did, with, J. Crew, which I did, with Louis Vuitton,
Nice
which
flex,
I
which
did,
I did.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So they're telling me to tone it down. And I did. And I was like, all right, I'm going to tone this down. I'll be a little bit like not me. But what was happening was I was not attracting my girl. I was not attracting my ideal client. And it's not that I built this business that I didn't love. Like, I loved my clients in the beginning, but I wasn't 100% embodying my champagne life and living it was harder for me to serve them because they weren't really my people. So if you actually want to work a little bit easier and smarter and only build a tribe of your people that are 100% for you, show up as you, because then they will also show up as themselves, and you're going to love your job so much more.
I love that.
Yeah.
Man, I love everything I just heard. For every person that's ever been told you are a lot or you're too much or don't do that, and you listened to them, but it didn't feel great, she's talking to you. She is addressing that feeling inside of you where you're just like, all right, I'm going to put this tie on. All right, I'm not going to wear this bird shirt. That sounds personal. I'm going to do something else. She's talking to you guys. Thank you so much, Caroline, for just coming and just drop some knowledge with us. If they want to reach you for the business that you do have that's on social media, what's the best social media that they can access?
If they find me on Instagram, that's where I typically hang out every day, at the Caroline Doll. I'm actually the one that responds to all those messages myself, so you can Catch me over there.
The Caroline Doll. Stephanie, if they need
The
to reach
Caroline
you,
Doll.
where would they reach you?
Stephanie Nicole RVA on everything.
Very nice. And guys, if you're bored, you can't sleep at night, and you're looking for me, it's the Galen Parker RVA. This has been another episode of the Round 2 podcast, where we are helping entrepreneurs, big thinkers, and big idea havers bring their dreams into fruition. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank our guests and thank our hosts. You guys have a great day.
Bye.